name is Bill Bears. I was born in Nebraska. I'm from Omaha, and I ended up here in Asheville, North Carolina in 2011 after spending some time in New York and in Boston and in Europe. I play piano. I started out on trumpet and switched to piano in college, actually. Went to University of Miami for a master's in jazz piano performance. And then at some point, I kind of veered off into the world of ethnomusicology and got a PhD from Harvard University in ethnomusicology. Taught at Berklee College of Music and New England Conservatory before coming here. And love Asheville. Love being able to play and be able to teach, and maximally fulfilled, I would say.
All right, so do you remember what your early memories of music were?
Oh man, so my dad is from a big family. He's got nine siblings. They grew up in northern Minnesota, not much to do, but they were like the Von Trapp family. You know, they were like a family of singers that would sing the Hallelujah chorus during Christmas, and they'd have all the parts covered and stuff. And so that's what I remember. I remember lots of singing. My uncle played great piano, played all the accompaniment, and so that was really my first exposure, was that kind of stuff. And then my dad, he was a kind of a folk guitarist in the Paul Simon and Bob Dylan sort of mold, you know, so heard a lot of that too, you know.
Oh, yeah. And do you remember what made you gravitate towards the piano?
Man, so my mom played some piano. She played Für Elise, the Beethoven piece, and I remember her playing that and me being captivated. We had a piano in the garage when I was growing up, so I remember being captivated by the sound of that piano, and asked her to show it to me. And so she showed it to me, and I guess you could say that started me learning by ear. You know, she never really taught me how to read music or anything like that. I did learn how to read music playing trumpet much later in band. But my relationship to the piano from very early age was always just ear, and it was great.
Who would you say were your influences early on?
Well, you talk about music. You know, my way in was trumpet. I got really serious about trumpet. In fact, I ended up in the McDonald's All-American Band, which is directed by William P. Foster, who was the dean of lots of different people were influenced by this band leader. And so I was interested in playing marching band music, drum corps music, you know, high, fast, loud trumpet. That was my relationship to it starting. So I listened to people like Dizzy Gillespie, Maynard Ferguson, all those cats that could play, Cat Anderson, all the people that could play high. And then I had an accident in college where I bit all the way through my lip on a trampoline accident. Had multiple surgeries to remove the scar tissue. It was never really quite the same, and I had always been playing piano anyway. So at some point, I just was like, all right, I'm playing piano now. And then I started to love it more, and that's when I kind of got into people like Monk and Duke Ellington and started understanding that there was like a lot more to this music than just high, loud, fast, you know.
Do you remember what age that you decided to become serious about music?
Yeah, so after college, I moved to Washington, D.C., and I was working for a member of Congress, actually, on Capitol Hill, a person from California, and I hated that job. I'm not going to name names, but I hated that job, and I hated going to work every day, but the saving grace was kind of going to work with the headphones on, listening to Kenny Kirkland and Joey Calderazzo, and at night going to Twins and different places in D.C., and just at some point, it was just the first year out of college. At some point, something snapped. I was walking to work one day. Something snapped, and I was just like, "I'm doing this. I'm going to be. Music is it." So that happened when I was, I guess, 22, which is, you know, some people know earlier.